What's going on, guys? In honor of the NHL Global Series that went down last weekend, I'm going to do a Europeans only fantasy draft challenge. For this, I'm actually going to use one of the teams that was in the Global Series. So as you guys can see here, we've got the Red Wings, the Wild, the Senators, Maple Leafs. I'll click spin here, see who we get, and it's going to be, it's a long one. I like the natural colors too. The Senators, okay. Obviously for the fantasy draft, the team doesn't matter too much, but like that is, the logo that we're going to be repping. Also too, we get to play at the furthest arena from the city center, I think, in the entire NHL. And next year, guys, we're going to load into the franchise mode. I think whatever pick we load in with, that's the one we're going to use here. And we got the 21st pick. Okay, that's an interesting spot. I don't really usually pick at 21. The Kraken there, the first pick. I think they just had the first overall pick in the last episode of my franchise mode. If you guys missed that, you can go and check it out. So picking 21 here. Real quick here, guys, before we get started with the draft, if you wouldn't mind, please leave a thumbs up on this video. It really helps me out. Look at all the Europeans going. Victor Hedman just got taken. 93 overall defenseman. Kaprizov. Couldn't have taken Hughes or Fox or Robertson. McAvoy. Could have taken Yossi. 94 at 14. Panarin there. Rantanen. Kucherov. 95. I mentioned too, guys, I'm using the new EA roster. I was curious to see where the 86 overall Connor Bedard would go. He actually went 8th there above Hughes. The fact Kucherov went at 10 as a 95 overall player is pretty crazy. I'm guessing just because he doesn't have like the potential. Yeah, you got Petey there. Matthews still growing. I mean, Pasternak's actually also like similar age, going 5th overall. Interesting. Draisaitl there as well, like isn't growing anymore. Sam McKinnon. Kucherov at 10 was a steal. McDavid 2. Makar number 1. I can't believe how often Makar goes above McDavid. Pretty crazy. So can't take Crosby. We could take Barkov though. Again, Europeans only. That next guy we could take, I think, is Heiskanen, who's a 91. Nylander would be kind of sick, obviously tearing up the NHL right now. I'm trying to think. Carlson probably could take a bit later. Dahlin could go Ovechkin as well. You know what I'm thinking, guys? Let's just take Alexander Barkov here, a do-it-all first-line center. He can score. He can play PK. Aho just went. We could have taken him as well. Same with Bratt, Nietzsche. Alex Ovechkin's still available. Same with Malkin. Hamilton we can't take. Wow, we actually, next defense we could take is probably, oh my goodness, none of these guys. John Carlson's American too. Ekblad, Pelech. Oh my goodness, Sergachev would be the next defenseman. So I think this Euro-only draft has to be pretty tough. I was really hoping Erik Karlsson still be here with our next pick. Unfortunately, wasn't the case. I'll mark here Swedish. Saros, of course, is from Finland. Anderson's Danish. So there's still a few guys. I feel like I take him a lot, guys, but at this pick, I feel like we gotta go Ovechkin. Honestly, no one else makes sense. He's gonna score a bunch of goals in the sim, always does. I was actually curious to see, too, how close were we to getting Erik Karlsson? Sider there, 3rd pick in the 2nd round is kind of crazy. Crosby goes in the 2nd round, 4th pick. Oh my goodness, for a 93 overall. I know he's getting older, but that is insane. Now look at the rest of the first round here, guys. I wasn't even thinking. I could have taken Vasilevsky their first pick. Got the best goal in the game. That definitely was an option. Dahlin I was looking at. Shesterkin, Sorokin. Okay, Nylander. Karlsson actually went late first. Interesting. So with our 3rd pick here, I feel like Malkin's still there. I think we got to take Malkin. 1-2 down the middle, him and Barkov with Ovechkin on the first line. Definitely need to add some defense, some goaltending. Could go Hronek, as he's from the Czech Republic. I feel like we need a defenseman at this point, so yeah, we gotta take him there in the 4th. Now, Will Eklund just got taken. Big part of that Sharks franchise. Kopitar's available from Slovenia. Could we just have the best, 1, 2, 3 centers? Honestly, probably would move one to the wing at this point. I'm looking at them here. I think Kopitar makes a lot of sense. Maybe even get Zuccarello with a pick after that. Yeah, so let's go Kopitar there as well, too, like our PK. We'll just have Barkov on one unit, Kopitar on the other. Zuccarello is still there, so not going to overthink it. There we go. I feel like him with Barkov, Ovi on our first line should be nasty. Might have to look at goaltending at this point, too. Varlamov's still there. Kemper's Canadian, Talbot's Canadian. So, honestly, let's take Varlamov. Get like a slightly above average goalie. Usually, I end up getting like an 82 or something. Ekholm's Swedish. I feel like him and Hronek would actually be a pretty decent top D pair. Not amazing, but still not terrible either. At this point, could go Orlov. Could also maybe go... Actually, like, is he like the only guy that's European, I think, on the top here? That's kind of crazy. Larson we could also get there. Stay-at-home guy. Larson's 84, though. Orlov's 85, so we'll take Orlov. Maybe we'll actually take another defense with our next pick. Make sure we have a solid top 4. The bottom D here doesn't really matter too much. Larson is still there. Honestly, yeah, him and Orlov there round out the rest of the D. At this point, we just got to get the best forwards we can. So, Arvidsson we could take. Swedish. Nick Backstrom we could also take. A good playmaker. Let's go Arvidsson there, get a winger. Next pick here, guys, round 12. Could go Nito Niederreiter, as he's from Swiss. Nick Backstrom still there. Might be there for a bit, just due to the contract, $9.2 million. Obviously, doesn't affect us. I'll go Niederreiter. I think he's like a good middle 6 winger. Our next pick here, guys, Nick Backstrom is still there. I think he really wants to be on this team, so we'll take Nick Backstrom. Probably have him be like 3rd line center, and I'm thinking We'll probably have Malkin play like wing maybe on that top line with Ovi Barkov. Next up here, so we've got 8 forwards, 4 defensemen. I'd like to get one more forward here, round out the top 9. Actually, guys, look at this. Backlund's available. Could make him the third line center. Move Backstrom to the wing. Backlund's just a very solid two-way guy. I think I like that a lot. Also, too, could have him on the PK. Try and really make this team well-rounded. At this point, I think the bottom D pair matters more than the fourth line forwards. All of these guys, I believe, are North American, so not helping us at all. Still kind of crazy. They have Jonathan Toews in the game. Martinez is American too. Same with Johnson. Schen's Canadian. Now, Gudas here is Czech, so that would actually work out really well. Plus, give us some physicality. With that 5-star physical, he's also got pretty solid defensive stats, honestly. I think that's a great pick to go on our bottom D pair. And our next pick here, guys, again, looking for another defenseman. Could go Jan Bruda. Could also go John Klingberg. Have him be like an offensive guy on the bottom pair with Gudas. Could also play kind of like that second power play unit. Although we do already have Hronek and Orlov, so honestly, maybe just go Jan Ruda here. Make sure you got like solid defensive defenseman there for the bottom pair. I think now, guys, I'll take a look at backup goalie. Probably just go fourth line forwards next. Could get Antti Ranta. Get an 82 there. Be the best one. Canadian. Wedgeham's American or Canadian. I'm actually not sure which. Fleury, of course, Canadian. So, you know what? Yeah, let's go Antti Ranta there. We actually got pretty solid goalie duo with him and Varlamov. Next year, fill out the fourth line of forwards. Try and get some solid defensive players from Europe. Palat, unfortunately, a bit too offensive. Lars Eller, actually, could be a nice fit. Two-way forwards, got the quick draw X factor. Let's take him. And now next year, guys, Gus Nyquist is available. I don't think his defensive stats. 85 D rank, he's a sniper. Yeah, we're looking for more like grinder two-way forwards here. So I just sorted the forwards by defense, guys, and the best player available, Jonathan Toews, hasn't been drafted yet, round 18, 83 overall still. Like, his defensive stats there are incredible. I'm not sure how he hasn't gotten taken. Even Jordan Staal there, he's usually the guy I get late for my fourth line center. We obviously cannot take him. Thomas Nosek, though. Czech guy, decent defensive stats. We could go with him. Belnair as well, I believe, from France, right? So, could take him too, but we'll go Nosek there, guy like I almost never draft. And then final pick here, maybe rather than going for a defensive guy, maybe we'll get the best physical forward we can. Reeves, Lucic, none of these guys are European. And going through the rest of this list here, guys, I don't think any of these players are European, at least like the decent rated ones, high 70s, low 80s. So that has me thinking, like, are there any European enforcers? I'm sure there is. I'm sure I'm blanking on somebody, but honestly, I can't find one. So for my final pick here, guys, I'm going to take Girgensson just because he's from Latvia, so, you know, gives us another country there for this European team. Right there, you guys can see a list of all of our picks. Actually, after we took Girgensson, the AI took Puljujarvi there, which is kind of funny. We could use him technically, but have to stick with our top 20 guys here. Alright, guys, so next, I'll show what the lines are looking like for this team. As I mentioned, I feel like it's a pretty solid, well-rounded team. Should do well here in the sim. So the first line's absolutely stacked. Ovechkin, Barkov, Malkin, they're all 90 plus, and they get the +4 chem boost. They'll be playing like 94s or better. They've also all got a zone ability. Second line there, you got Zuccarello, Kopitar, Arvidsson. I think that's a solid second line, rounding out the top 6. Even the third there, Niederreiter, Backlund, Backstrom, Nosek, Eller, Girgensson on the fourth. Should be, you know, solid defensively. Defense here, you got Ekholm, Hronek, top pair. Larson, Orlov, Aruda, Gudas. So we get a -1 on the bottom pair, but we should be okay. Also, too, we're kind of missing that, you know, #1 defenseman. But again, because this team's so well-rounded, I think we'll be okay. Varlamov's our starting goalie, Ranta backing him up. In terms of the power play 1, I mean, pretty stacked. Like, look at that. Obviously, these guys just can try and feed the puck to Ovechkin. They get a +5. Power play 2, not as good, but still some players there that can score. I think the 4-mans look alright. PK-wise, again, we excel here, like Kopitar, Barkov on that first unit. Even Larson, Ekholm, both very solid defensively. 91 and 90 defensive awareness, respectively. They get a +4 there, too. So, again, like, no matter, you know, who's on the ice, I feel like we should be set up pretty well here. So, I'll show you guys the ratings for this team before we get started with the sim. You can see, too, Malkin currently leading score in the preseason. We are 3-2-1, which honestly a bit surprising, but that's okay. So, ratings here, guys. Let's take a look. We've got 95 offense, 93 defense, 86 goaltending. Let's see how this team does.
20 minutes later.
Alright, guys, so I just simmed the end of the season. As you can see there, we finished with a record of 47-31-4. So actually a really solid year. And honestly, I was getting a little bit worried. At around like the Christmas break, we were, I think, 7th in our division. Didn't have a negative record, but like the division was just that competitive. Ended up, though, you know, making it into the playoffs. We are a wild card team, even though we have 98 points. You can see the top 3 teams there, all of 100 plus. Honestly, we got saved in March here. Some crazy win streak. How many is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 game win streak. So if it wasn't for that, I mean, we actually ended up clearing the rest of the teams by, you know, about 8 points or so. But still, until then, I was getting worried this team might actually miss. Malkin there popped off 109 points, 82 games. Love seeing that. I didn't show you guys, the Simmons scoring is only set to medium with the shot frequency at high. I'm just checking the coach. Yeah, so we have a head coach there of only a B. That's probably why. I feel like this team easily has 50+ wins if we had an A head coach. Next year, guys, let's take a look and see how everyone else did before we do get started with the playoffs. So behind Malkin, Ovechkin there at 100, had 49 goals, one shy of 50. Barkov 92, so that first line's popping off. You can see their plus minus there is crazy. Kopitar 75 is solid. Same as Zuccarello 74. -6 though. Arvidsson 53 -9. I mean, a lot of players on this team actually were a dash player aside from that first line. Pretty much everybody looks like, aside from Orlov, managed to be a 0. Larson there at 2. So interesting. Gudas actually was +11. Goaltending Varlamov 902, 312. It's like decent stats, not amazing. Ranto's a lot better, but usually that's just kind of the case for the backup. Now check out the entire league here, guys. Malkin actually won the Hart Ross Trophy for us. Wow, that almost never happens. The player I take in the fantasy draft wins the Hart Ross, even when it's like McDavid first overall. Pastrnak, he beat out by a point there. Speaking of McDavid, Stützle, Miller, Ovechkin there. Svechnikov, Nietzsche, Stützle, Maurice Richard, Tyler Matthews. That's crazy. He's a playmaker. I can't believe he won the Maurice Richard. He had like 75 less shots too, but 20% of the time his shots went in, so that's how he took home that trophy. Defensive scoring, Quinn Hughes 84 points with the Flames. Looking at goaltenders, Vasilevsky 45 wins. Maybe we should have taken him in the first round because we ended up having, you know, Malkin, Kopitar anyways for centers. I feel like we could have a crazy goalie. Save percentage there for starters, Swayman at 9.25. Vasilevsky the lowest goals against at 2.5. So he's probably win the Vezina because the save percentage was just barely below Swayman's. Wow, look at this, guys. Rookie skaters. It's not Connor Bedard, it's Logan Cooley on the Blackhawks, 67 points. Carlson, Bedard. The Ducks must have buried him. 20 minutes of ice time a game? What the heck? Bedard almost always wins it. To see him get outscored, that's pretty crazy. Now we're actually missing a guy. Where is Adam Fantilli? Did he like barely play? I do not see Adam Fantilli. So I think whoever team drafted him must have put him in the AHL, which is kind of crazy. And I'll look at the entire league here, guys. I'm just curious to see where we finished. So we actually were 6th place there with 98 points. Again, shows you how good our division is. Just like real life, the Atlantic stack. When we get 4th place in the division, 6th place there in the entire league. Goals for, we were 5th in the league. Goals against, we were not the top of the page or the bottom. So we had like a middle goals against. I still like our chances here. Now, in the first round, we're probably playing the first place team in the Metro Division because we got the higher of the 2 wild cards. And yeah, we got the Devils here. So take a look at the roster, guys. You got Ehlers, Thompson, Campe on the first line. Okay, ours is better, but it's not bad. Comfort, Scheifele, Schwartz, Stahl at wing. That's interesting. Strome, Nyquist, Raquel, Steele, Rasmussen. Defensively here, Martinez, Schultz, Shillington, Provorov, Sandin, and Jensen. Goaltending-wise, Shesterkin's their goalie. Okay, so gonna be tough to beat him, but I think we can do it. So here we go, guys. The Devils have the home ice advantage, but still, I believe in the squad. First 2 games here in New Jersey. We get a 3-2 OT loss, followed up by a 9-2 win. Let's go. Series is tied 1 apiece. Head home to Ottawa. 7-1 win, 3-1 loss. Okay, so when we win big, and the losses are pretty close. So I'd like our odds. Game 5's pivotal. 5-2 loss. Wow. So this could be it here, guys. Can we force Game 7? And we do not. Wow. 6-2 loss there in Game 6. Honestly, I thought this team, once we got into the playoffs, we had a bunch of veterans. We were destined for the cup. I can't believe a first-round exit to that team. That's wild. And Barkov there did his job. Over a point per game. 8 and 6. Kopitar and Malkin also at 8.6 games. Like, those guys were trying. Ovechkin at 7 was a -2, but, I mean, still. Zuccarello's a point per game. How did this team not do better? I guess also like the fact when we won, it was like such a high score, probably inflated their numbers. Varlamov at 905 is not terrible. I guess, I don't know, just got unlucky there round 1. And look at this, guys. We actually lost the eventual Stanley Cup champions in the New Jersey Devils. So I guess, you know, that's a good thing. We can say if we didn't face them in round 1, we actually would have ended up getting 2nd. We faced them in the Stanley Cup final. Vegas there first overall, getting Macklin, Celebrini. So take a look at the awards next year. Obviously, Malkin there got the Hart Ross Trophy. Hart, though, goes to Pastrnak. Quinn Hughes got the James Norris. Pastrnak also got Lady Byng. Bedard still got the Calder. Interesting. Even 3rd in scoring, he still wins it. He must have had a higher plus minus. Tage Thompson, Conn Smythe there for the Devils. Vasilevsky did get the Vezina Trophy. I'm still wondering if this team would have done better if I had taken him over Barkov. I guess we'll never know. Polak there got the Bill Masterton. LA coach Jack Adams. Barkov got the Selke. I mean, okay, so we took the Selke Trophy winner instead of the Vezina Trophy winner. Pretty good trade-off. Plus we had the Art Ross Trophy winner in Malkin. Pastrnak also got the Ted Lindsay there. And then Matthews and Stützle with the Maurice Richards. Matthews actually on the Oilers now. So a big year for Pastrnak. The Devils, of course, taking home the Stanley Cup. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comment section any ideas you have for future fantasy draft challenges. And as always, guys, if you did enjoy the video, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.